Shalom. Shalom, Yasharala. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Brakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. It's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And in this quick lesson, we're going to get into, the importance of brotherly love, right? The importance of brotherly love. And I'm going to start off, I'm really just going to start off with this Matthew 12, going into who's your real brothers, ultimately who's your real family in general. This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 50. It says, "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father," right? This is Yahweh speaking, "which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother." All right? So that right there let you know who is your true family, right? The ones that are doing the will of Yahweh Bashem Shah, the ones that's doing the work, the ones that's in the fight, that believe. Not your immediate, blood-related family. Now, that doesn't mean you go be lying towards them or anything, or just straight asshole. You still, you keep it cordial, but, your real family is the ones that are in the fight with you, in this faith, which is, the Akim. And you do got a few sincere sisters out there. Them are your true sisters, right? So now we got that out the way, understanding that what I mean, the importance of brotherly love. You can't just show that kind of brotherly love, or, what we're going to get into, agape love, to anybody, right? You going to a homeless shelter, giving homeless people food is not it's not brotherly love, man. It's just not, right? I mean, not saying it's a bad thing to do. If you do that thing, I'm not knocking you, but that's not really it's not really, amount to much of anything like that, according to what we're going into as far as brotherly love. Matter of fact, maybe just think of another scripture. This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 1. It says, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shall thou be thanked for thy benefits. So when you're doing good, man. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna read more. It's more. 12, Sirach chapter 12, verse 2 says, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High, right? From Yahweh Bashem Shai. Right? I'm gonna jump down I'm gonna keep going. Verse 3, it says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to them to him that giveth no alms. Right? So don't be expecting nothing if you ain't giving nothing yourselves. Right? You always occupied in doing, whatever your wants and desires are, which is, something that don't really matter like that, just fulfilling the lust of the flesh. And it says what? Nor to him that giveth no alms, meaning you ain't giving no alms to no brother. You ain't giving the brothers no gifts. You ain't giving a brother no money if they needed it, if they asked you for it, and you got it, and you just not. Don't expect no good to come to you. Simple as that. Right? It says, verse 4 says, give to the godly man and help not a sinner. Right? So when you go into, the little, what did I say it was called again? It slipped my mind. The little food spots when you're handing out food or whatever. You might be giving out clothes. It's not a bad thing, but you got to keep in mind, most of them people are unbelievers that you're doing that to. Making them what? There's just a bunch of sinners. Right? Now, we sin, we go off, but we're not just straight up just center because we don't take joy in going off, man. We fight to do better. Where for everybody else, they just gonna keep doing it without giving it a second thought. All right. Verse 5, it says, do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. Right? So when you doing stuff like, just to put in the context, if a homeless person come to you asking for money and you give them money, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's way more better to give that money to a brother that needs it than some homeless guy, right? Which is like it's nothing wrong with giving to the homeless. You never know who you really giving it to, but if you know a brother needs, I'm just using money as an example. It could be literally anything, right? It could be anything, but money is like the most common. If a brother needs money, but you choose to give it to a homeless person, how you think the Lord gonna look at that? He gonna be like, you chose to give it to this dude instead of your brother that needed it. But it's like I kind of went, I pretty much kind of went everywhere with that. But let's get back. Well, it's a spirit. I ain't tripping. It's a spirit. But let me go ahead and get back to it, man. So it's better for you to give to someone that's in the faith, knowing that they fighting, than to give it to, some homeless person and you don't even know his intentions. Shit, Salakia. Fuck it, Salakia. Shit, hell, I have a testimony. Shit, it was a recent thing. It low key kind of made me not want to give homeless people money like that, or at least start giving them less. Right? Jake, I remember I was getting some food, and then Jake came up to me like, "Hey man, you think I get some?" He basically asked, "Could he get some of my food?" I was like, "Nah, I can give you some money. Go get some food." And basically, when I gave him the money, I'm not gonna lie, I instantly regret it. And that happened to me a good 2 or 3 times in a row because I found out they were demons afterwards. But this specific one was the worst. Dude, I gave him like a little tip, like $10. I gave him $10, and I remember once I gave him that $10, bro, them demons got revealed quick as hell. Cause I thought he was normal at first. I was like, oh fuck it, I got him. I'll go ahead and give it to him. I remember giving it to him. He started telling me his life story. He was like, the way he was talking. First he was sounding normal. Then he was like, his voice changed, bro. And his nails was painted black and stuff. Man, I got kicked out because my dad didn't like my nails being painted black. So he kicked me out. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, I shouldn't even give you shit if I knew all that. But that's part of you doing good to people, to people Now you ain't wrong if you give a homeless person money. Okay, you can give a homeless person money. There's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, if a brother needs it, but you gave that to a homeless person, it's like, think about it. The apostles, they always give to the homeless, so they always do that. And they lead by example on that, as well as other brothers. So there's nothing wrong with doing that, but just keep the brothers first. But now to really get into it, what I read. Okay, yeah, I already read Matthew 12:50. Understanding who is your family, your brothers, your sisters, right? It's the ones that fight. So them are the ones that the more priority. Everything else comes second. Let me get this. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna start at verse 2. Yeah, I'm gonna read verse 2. It says the excellence, and the title of this is the excellence of love. It says, and though I have the gift of prophet, and this is Apostle Paul speaking, by the way. It says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith Salakia. All faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. Right? Let's go ahead and get that word charity. All right. Yep. This is Strong's G26, agape. Right? And the meaning of it, where it says brotherly love, man. Right? Brotherly love. If you have not that brotherly love, you have nothing. All right? You ain't got that brotherly love, you done. Apostle Paul understood that to a T. Right? That you must have that brotherly love towards one another, man. It's very important, because if you don't, you by default saying that you don't love Yahweh Bashem Shah. Right? You by default saying that, because if he's in a fight with you, and if he's serving the Lord just like you is, right? Wouldn't that mean the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shah is on them too, as well as on you? You gotta think about it, man. Think about it. You know? There's a reason why scriptures go into, if you offend these little ones, it's better that you just tie a millstone around your neck and drown to the depths of the sea. Let it pull you down to the depths of the sea. Right? I mean, the Lord, he take his sheep serious. And if you treating his sheep just any kind of old way, Yahweh Shem Shah's not going to take too kindly to that. Right? He's just simply just not. So how you treating your brothers, the Akim, that's ultimately how you would treat the Lord. Because you can't say you would treat the Lord better, but you treat the Akim like shit. Barely want to be around them. Barely want to give anything. When a brother needs help, you might be one of the last brothers to respond. Like, dang, like, is everything else that much more important? Now, give or take, brothers be busy, so it might happen. I ain't gonna act like it wouldn't happen, but it shouldn't be something that happens every single time, or majority of the time. Majority of the time, Jay should be quick to it, as quick as possible. Like, we got our phones. Jay be on their phones all day. I mean, I know I do. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm on it every minute of the day, but at least a couple times an hour, within 1 hour, majority of the time I'll look at my phone at least once, just to check the time. You can look and see a message like that, right? I'm gonna go ahead and get this 1 John chapter 4. Man, hell, you do shit. I'm gonna say homework. You can go read 1 John chapter 4, start at verse 7 and read all the way down. That's where the Christians get that God is love stuff, though, but not knowing really what that means. But I'm trying to think of which part I want to get. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get 20. 'Cause I did just make a point earlier about like how if you didn't love your brother, how can you love the Lord? This is 1 John. I'm gonna start at 19. This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 19. It says, we love him because he first loved us. Right? That's exactly how that is, man. We love Yahweh Bashem Shah because he first loved us by giving his son Yahweh Shah HaMashiach as a propitiation for the elect, aka an atonement for the elect. Right? The atonement for the elect. ultimately. You know, not for the whole world, like people like to read at face value, when it's really just going to the world of Israel, right? But yeah, man, where I'm at. Oh yeah, verse 20. 1 John 4, verse 20 says, if a man say, I love Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, whom he hath not seen? Exactly. So if you can't say you love the Lord, but you hate your brother, right? The brother that's serving the Lord, that's your brothers, right? Didn't we get that earlier? That's your brothers, your sisters, the ones that are in the faith, in the truth, not the ones in the world, man. Because once you come into the truth, you become misanthrope, which pretty much means haters of humankind. So you begin to hate people in this world, man. You don't want to be around these motherfuckers, but you do want to be around the brothers, though, right? And it's very important that we show that love amongst one another, man. Matter of fact, where's that at? I think it's the next chapter. Next chapter, maybe? Hold on. Oh, never mind. Slakia. Okay, never mind. I was tripping. But yeah, man, it's important that you show that brotherly love. We already got in at Corinthians. Well, I think it was 1 Corinthians 13:1. Or 13:2, I mean. You know, you have all these things, all these spiritual gifts, but if you don't have charity, that agape love, you have nothing, man, because you not showing that agape love towards one another, towards your brothers. You by default can't love the Lord. Because, I mean, I got it. 1 John 4:20. You say you love the Lord, but you hate your brother, which is someone you do see. How can you love something you don't see? Simple as that. So if you got any beef with any brothers, you by default got beef with the Lord. If that brother's in the truth and he's making lessons, doing things, and don't let him be more on fire than you and you tripping. You know, it's best you squash it. Even if he wasn't more on fire than you still squash it. Right? You know, speak to myself first and foremost. If I have an odd with a brother, I need to squash it. Make amends. Right? Because that's very, very important. The Lord look at that, man. Because you got beef with a brother, you by default got beef with the Lord. Because the Lord dwells within that brother. If he's doing the work just like you are, bro, the Lord's with that brother. Now, give or take, it's one thing if he's just being a straight demon and, you know, we find out like, oh, he turns out not to be a brother. That's different. But, you know, if he's just doing something you might not like, you know, he might be smacking loud or something. You might not like, you might not like when people smack. But yeah, that brother, you know, when he loves to smack. Don't let that be like the reason why you don't like somebody, or really just get over it. Get over it. You know? The little secret, small, you know, what's the word? Idiosyncrasies. Little minute things, bro. Get over that shit. You know? And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. As a matter of fact, let me get this endeavoring. Because it's ultimately a fight to keep that love between the brothers, man. It's a fight, man. It's not an easy thing. We all in the flesh. We all got things we come short in, and we got things that, you know, we do that some brothers don't like. You know? It might be something small. Hell, it really could be nothing really bad. It's just some brothers don't really like. Like I said, smacking. That's not really bad. You ain't wicked if you smack. But, you got some brothers that don't like that. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't like when people smack. But, I mean, it just is what it is. It's not like it's a sin, but it just is what it is. I ain't finna be like, you know what, I'm gonna hold a grudge against that brother because he smacks. I'm like, it is what it is. It's like little idiosyncrasies. I remember Etta Makala said something like that. Little small things, bro. Minute things that don't matter. Right? But I'm going to get Ephesians chapter 4, verse 3, and I'm reading it NLT. It says, make every effort to keep yourselves united in the spirit, binding yourselves together with peace. Right? So make every effort to keep that bond strong, man. Show that brotherly love, man. Being there for one another. Right? Scripture goes into, man, ye shall know that ye are my disciples by the way you treat one another. And the main thing Yahushua been saying is that to love your brother as you love yourself. Right? You're supposed to love the brothers as you love yourself. Literally treat that brother how you would want to be treated. Right? And you're not finna just be some straight asshole to yourself. Right? You're gonna make sure yourself is in the best predicament that you can possibly be in. So you gotta do the same for that brother. Because you always gotta put yourself in their situation. If it were me, would I be doing that? Would I want someone to do this to me? If I needed help, like my brother right here needs help, I wouldn't want somebody to help me. And if I got the means to help, then I'm gonna help. That's how you're supposed to be. Right? And don't be giving grudgingly too, as scriptures say, man. Because if you do that, man, the Lord's not going to accept that. Because it's the spirit behind you giving as well. You giving, but you all like, you make it a hassle to give. Or you sitting there giving the brother a hard time about it, man. Nah, forget all that crap. If you're going to give, do it right. Have that right spirit behind it as well. It's more than just giving. You gotta have that like spirit of wanting to do it. Like, yeah, I got you, bro. Like, hell, I'm glad that you hit me up. So show that brother love, because Yahweh Shem Shah, he's really looking at how you treat his man, because how you treat his man is really how would you would treat him if he was here. Because they serve the Lord just like you. Hell, and they in the flesh just like you too. Meaning they will mess up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get another one. This is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 21. It says, then came Peter to him and said, Yahushua, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Right? And don't go being petty, And you like, oh, that's only 77 times. Jake keeping track of how many times he done forgave a brother. Hell no, don't be like that. You be like that, bro. It's like, are you really forgiving that brother at that point? Just let it go. Now it gets to a point to where like, okay, nah, you need to get, excommunicated if you're just doing too much. There's levels to it, but if a brother messes up here and there, it's like you should be expecting that to happen. Look where the hell we at. Look what we all deal with, man. Right? So yeah, it's gonna be times brothers, rub you the wrong way. But guess what? You can either confront the brother about it or just get over it. Don't really it's best to confront the brother. Right? Cause then you mess around, be holding a grudge against that brother, man. I remember when he did this to me. And then get to a point where you explode on him, and then now you're the bad guy because you didn't want to clear shit up. right? And a lot of times when you talk to a brother about it, man, bros be understanding. They're not finna be like an asshole about it, baby, because you feel some way about it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times if you mess around, I remember Pastor McCall saying this, like, because a lot of times you might mess around coming to a brother about something, and you hear yourself say it out loud to the brother, and you realize how stupid it was for you to be mad at it for. Brother, I remember when you kind of shoved me a little bit. You didn't say Salakia. And you'll be like, dang, bro, let's be honest, bro probably didn't even really mean to do that. You know, or something like, you know, whatever it may be. Because sometimes, like, a lot of the times, when you really think through, like, what you mad about, you be like, bro, it's really nothing. It's not affecting me. Like I said, for me, like, with the smacking thing, because, I mean, that's how you got your pet peeves. That's one of my pet peeves. Like, I just don't like it. But to be upset, just straight up upset over it, I'm sitting there like, dude, like, I'm finna go, I gotta go talk to brother. Hey, brother, man, you just smacking too loud. Nah, bro. That shit, it's just like, it's not even that serious. Hell, I really got to the point, it really don't even bother me no more. I really don't even care anymore. It used to be a pet peeve, honestly, but now, I gotten over it. Now, so it don't bother me anymore like it used to. You know? But that's just me. This is using me as an example. You know? Because it's really a fight to, you know, continue to show that brotherly love, to continue to have that bond with one another. It's a fight for all that, man. It ain't finna be all smooth sails, smooth seas. No, it's gonna get a little rocky. It's gonna shake. You might get cussed out. Okay, deal with it. You get cussed out for something you did wrong. You get rebuked. You got to deal with stuff like that. But at the same time, that's love as well, though. You know? It's not just being nice. Hell, you rebuking a brother, man. Like, hey, Brock, you know, you did this. Got to do better than that. You shouldn't have did this, man. You kind of da-da-da. Some might be stiff for rebuke. Some not so much. Not as stiff. That's part of showing love too, you know. Hell, even when you're getting rebuked, not getting offended when you are getting rebuked. You don't want to be that brother. Every time you get rebuked, you got to go talk to another brother about it to justify yourself. Don't be that brother. Yeah, this brother said something, man. He said I talk too much when we in the lesson, man. You know, like don't. That's some nigga shit, straight nigga shit. It is very important to show that brotherly love, and the Lord is looking at that. Yahweh Shem Shai, he's looking at how you treat his men. Right? If you being an asshole to his man, then expect the Lord to be an asshole to you. Times 10. All right? But, you know, Lord willing, y'all was edified. You know, I low-key kind of feel like I was all over the place. Slakia, but Lord willing, y'all was edified, though. I want to end it out by saying, Kahala Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rechakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. And until next time, I say, Shalom, Yasharallah.